Don't listen to some yo-yo on YouTube about the freaking visa. You need to go to the consulate. You can go to their website, but you need to go to the consulate or embassy website, preferably of the one that you're going to be going to get your visa. If you're going for a tourist visa, don't just listen to something you read on someone's blog. Don't listen to a YouTube advice. Don't do that. Go there and get it. Because stuff changes too. It could be totally accurate when they post their little post, but you need to know about the day you're going. And big things change. Well, hello and welcome to the Perpetual Tourist. Today we are having egg coffee. And we've done this before. We've had egg coffee before, but I don't know if we've ever focused on it for a whole episode. So we're gonna go and have the egg coffee. That's the episode. But this is also our last episode in Hanoi, so we will be talking about that, saying goodbye to Hanoi. And I actually am saying goodbye to Hanoi, which makes me a little sad. Erica, I don't think I made a banner for this lovely event, so I apologize to you. But we got some little factoids, and we'll talk about that. I'm going to turn this around because we've been having problems with the software. The camera won't turn around, or what I should say is we can't change cameras. So I've only got the selfie camera for this episode because that's probably what it's going to be the focus. But I do want you to see where we're at. People want to find, go off the beaten trail and find, stuff that you wouldn't normally find. I want you to show you how close this is to the tourist center. And maybe it'll be busier than it has been when I've been here in the past. But that's the cruise ship building right there, where the end of the building looks like a cruise ship. Go up. Let's keep going. I don't know what the best way to. That's an interesting level right there.
It's raining now. I'm going to freak out. Hold on. I'm going to sit up and buckle up.
Well, maybe I'll sit over
I looked up and the wipers are going. Are you buckled?
Huh?
Oh, I was asking Jacob if he's buckled. It started raining. It scared me.
Yeah?
I have not been in a vehicle since we went to, first of all, when we went to North Carolina from Georgia, because we're going back right now, I was on Xanax. I was having an anxiety attack. So I was like, I was passed out for the 7-hour ride.
Yeah.
I am not now. And I haven't been in a car in how long? 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
You having difficulties?
Yeah, I buckled up. And, it's him driving. It's fine, but it's still freaking me out.
Is he not a good driver?
No, he is.
Good.
I don't trust the other ones that are surrounding us.
Well, that's understandable.
Or the rain. And when rain just starts up out of nowhere, the first hour or so of that rain, the road is very slick because it's kicking up the oil and stuff. So that combined with idiots, I don't like that. It's mainly the idiots I'm worried about. That's just.
I'm not hearing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, again.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, I hear you fine now. All right.
Okay.
I'm already doing the sweat dripping onto the glasses thing.
Okay. So
which is kind of a tired routine at this point. All right. Now we'll get to the part where I dig out the new phone. I'm going to have to switch to this phone. I'm just going to have to make it my regular phone, and that's going to be my calling-only phone. Okay.
Why is that guy putting on his brakes?
Putting on?
I don't trust this crap. Go slower. Oh, no, I'm just there's this guy hitting his brakes in a big truck. Therefore, I don't want to. Don't be so close to them so we get downwind of their mist. Oh, my God.
All right, I guess I have to wait till the receipt shows up, maybe, because I don't have the password. They didn't post it. Password. Okay.
Go slower.
No.
Slow down. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna mute you for a second. Oh, I can't. If I could.
Oh, here.
Oh, it didn't look pretty. All right. Okay, so there's I think 3 things we want to accomplish here. We want to say goodbye to Hanoi. We want to have this egg coffee, and we want to talk about what you thought about Hanoi. I want to hear what your thoughts were on the city.
Oh, I love Hanoi. It's okay. You've got a lot of things that do appeal to tourists, but it's not in a garish way. It's like actually done well. But then you have such a nice, real cultural experience over there too, and a lot of hometown people that have always lived there. And it's like some traditional things there too. But then also, what I noticed about it's probably all of Vietnam though, but definitely Hanoi too. But there's some movers and shakers. Vietnamese folks roll with it, and they have like you have this traditional egg coffee, right? But they'll have all kinds of other random stuff, okay, that'll appeal to other people, but they still hold to their culture and tradition.
That's right. Yeah. So, it was a wartime thing. They had a shortage of milk. I want to say it was during the French, the liberation from French rule, whatever you call that war. That they had a shortage of milk, and so they started using egg yolks to make the foam on top, and then you stir that into the coffee, and it works.
But when you mix egg yolks with sugar, it is delectable anyway. It's not the same with the way that they combine with the whites. So it's just better. I like that they tested that because that looks so yummy.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the
mooncake. Yeah, absolutely.
So you know how it's got. Sometimes they have. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Because I think we saw some when I was in a shop with you, and I was like, ooh, look at that. Because they have different types, but I like the one that's the egg yolk with mainly sugary surroundings at the pastry and just a tiny bit of salt.
Those are good.
So that's why I'm figuring, you got that savory with it, with a little sugar, and it's good.
Do you know, everybody prefers those, but they make a vegetable kind where, like crispy. I don't know if they're raw, but they're still crispy vegetables. Maybe they're steamed a bit or something. They're still crispy, and they're chopped up into little cubes and put into some of the cakes. And the stores always have a lot of them for obvious reasons. I asked one of my TAs, the only one that's really been nice to me. I asked her, I was like, do people like those? Do they eat those? Because I've mistakenly gotten them at the store several times because there's always a lot of them and not many of the sweet ones. And she goes, no, nobody likes those. We want the sweet ones. And I was like, yep, you're right. They're much better.
Nobody wants a cake with freaking cubed veggies in it. It's like trying to trick kids and eating that crap.
Can you imagine the disappointment of a kid thinking that they were getting one of the sweet cakes and they bite into a mouthful of vegetables? And they're like, what the is this?
Oh, I would cry, and I would forever not trust my parents for giving me that crap.
All right. I've got one other thing about egg coffee, and this is for the future because we're not going to another Southeast Asian country soon. But please file this away into your mental filing system. Apparently, there are other variations of egg coffee in other Southeast Asian countries. I've only ever seen it in Vietnam. So let's look for it the next time we travel. In Southeast Asia.
So what do they do in other ones? Like, is it not just sugar, egg yolk, coffee?
I read that and then I didn't research it because we're not doing it soon. So I kind of want to just file it away as a surprise for a later episode.
I hope that there's something even sweeter and creamier and good, like maybe just dump a little bit of like.
I want diabetes by the time I get to the bottom of the cup. If I don't, it's a fail. All right, you got any other comment? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say that sounds tasty. Diabetes taste. Okay.
Good. Mhm.
So now you've gotten to where you know what you're about to do, and we're leaving Hanoi,
I am.
and then so it's going to be a while before we're back in Southeast Asia.
No. I mean, I'll be back in Vietnam. I just meant we're not going traveling in Southeast Asia for our next trip. And
Right, because we're going to
Japan. Don't listen to some yo-yo on YouTube about the freaking visa. You need to go to the consulate. You can go to their website, but you need to go to the consulate or embassy website, preferably of the one that you're going to be going to get your visa. If you're going for a tourist visa, don't just listen to something you read on someone's blog. Don't listen to a YouTube advice. Don't do that. Go there and get it, because stuff changes too. It could be totally accurate when they post their little post, but you need to know about the day you're going. And big things change. You already mentioned that you like Hanoi. Okay.
Yes.
Did you have any favorite moments? I'm looking at my list.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember what the name of the museums.
Okay.
Like all the different museums, but I really love them all. But which one were we at? Okay, what day was it? I think in the same day we saw the it's like a crashed plane, and it was like an exhibit outside of the place. And what else was it?
That was the
historical.
Military History Museum. The art museum that day.
Right. And that same day we saw the McCain thing where U.S. people on the comments on TripAdvisor erroneously thinking it was a memorial to him. And I'm like, no, honey, that is not how it works.
No, that was.
I mean, also it wasn't anything. It was like
just a monument.
But no, they meant like a memorial for him being captured, and I'm like, that's not. It's
that's not a memorial.
It's for them to commemorate their win.
Well, I mean, it was to honor him. I don't think it was.
They're like
just to recognize him.
It wasn't vicious. No. It wasn't malicious or anything.
Oh no! Let me see if I can unplug. Are you there? Hello. I mean, it's not getting better; it's getting worse.
Now you're sideways. Now,
what is it?
See,
I did this. It's just done this before. Okay, it's just kind of free floating. Just unplug that. Might be the fact that it's pulling down on it, but then all right, well, I'll take these off if they're not plugged in. I didn't have a problem the other day. There we go. Galaxy building. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. So, can you hear me through these things?
Oh yeah.
But you're not coming through on my.
I mean, can you hear me?
I can. You're coming out of the.
Oh.
I might need to go out and come back in. Let me see if I can change the audio.
Okay.
Headset earpiece. Mm-hmm. And then long off saw that. And okay, it occurs to me that would be a way to change the camera. That's a lot of time to change the camera. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes. Here, say one more thing.
Hi, hello.
Okay. It's so weird. It's almost like someone is dubbing a voice over your mouth. Like it's almost exactly matching up with what you're saying, but just a smidge off to where it almost looks like someone's dubbing it.
Okay, so there's a bit of a delay.
I mean, I can tell what you're saying. But just the tiniest bit. So it makes it just like when I'm watching my K-dramas.
Okay, so I'm gonna mark the buzz down as not perfect, but in cases might be better used. I'm not sure why sometimes the gimbal can't seem to handle the phone upright. But it has to be about the cord pulling on it on the side. I suspect it has something to do with temperature, like it's just overheating because it's like gazillion degrees. I don't know if I got to the temperature today, but I got to tell the Fahrenheit temperature today for your room. It feels like temperature is going to be 114.
Every historical museum, but that ethnology one, and the military one, but there was another one. There was that the military one that had the sculptures of the women that were fighting?
That was the Vietnam Museum of Fine Art. Definitely worth your time.
That was gorgeous. That place was lovely. So I recommend that one too. So
I was impressed with a lot.
So fine art museum, military, yeah, and the ethnology one. I wish we had more time to go through all of those different things outside, but we were on there. That was a long one. We were like,
yeah, because and that's another one of the things that I feel like I can improve on is when I get into a place. My thought is, oh my God, we got an hour for this museum. And sometimes it'll seem like from the entryway, it's just not much here. It's like, how are we going to drag this out to an hour? And so I'll kind of linger around. But then as you explore more, you start to say, oh no, there's a lot more to this museum. There's more on this level. There's multiple levels. There's things outside. There's all sorts of stuff. And if it were true that there weren't enough things there to occupy you and entertain you for an hour, then fine, just end the stream early. Or not end the stream, but end that visit early. If you've got that long day, it would have been perfectly fine to step out of the military history museum, for example, and just go into the Highlands next door, the coffee shop. And then we could sit down and have a chat before we head out to the next thing. You know, that actually would be a good thing because it would allow me to get lunch. And the other one was buncha. That is a Hanoi thing. It's a wonderful, you say soup. I don't really count them as soup, but it's a noodles.
right, because you get noodles and spring rolls with it. Yeah, that's a full on meal. That's some good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very good. And the soup, it's really a dipping sauce they put in there. They put the grilled pork and the tiny little patties, and then some thick cut, basically bacon, little thick cut. And they grill both of those, and they put them in this dipping sauce. And it comes out. It's like a lot of dipping sauces here. It comes in a bowl, and big enough you can put stuff in it, and put your greens in there too, and your noodles and everything, and then you just pull it back out and together. That's quite good. So we go ahead and just book sometime in the first 2 weeks of January.
Oh wait, for
January.
For where? For
August.
Yeah, I was in August, right? I know. That's why I was like, wait, what? I didn't know what was happening. Yeah, August. So first couple of weeks there because you were going to try and get there for the Peace Memorial.
I'm here for the Peace. Well, and that's on the 9th.
I'm here for the Peace.
And that's on the 9th.
Right. Oh, shoot. Okay.
So that's where we're headed. And I don't know if we're going to the 2 biggest cities, but Nagasaki's got to be the most famous. Do you say infinite?
I don't know this. But yeah, it is famous for it's well known. It's well known because of
yeah, that's what it's known for. Well, we both recognize that. There's 2 sites on our 2 days of touring Nagasaki and doing our big tourist sites. We will see a couple of sites that are dedicated to the bombing, and so we'll talk about that. And it'll be an interesting vacation to go see a couple of places in Japan that are not so heavily touristy, especially after doing so many episodes here in Vietnam, where the whole country is virtually a tourist. Like, it's a tourist dream here. There's not so many people come here, but it'll be nice to get off of that. Do you remember the name of the island? In Japan.
What island? The one that you're going to teach?
The one that we're gonna go to.
You're talking about Vin, right? Are you talking about for the teaching or
no? Japan.
Oh, Japan. Oh, crap. No, I don't remember it. I almost do. And see, this is why I don't like having no computer. And I know this phone is a mini computer, but it's if I go to click off, then it'll screw me over.
List of islands. Let's go back and look at the video list. Yeah, I looked at it the other day, and I was a little surprised to know that I didn't know. I only know the two biggest islands in Japan. I didn't know. So Japan is obviously thousands of islands. I think I have 14,000 islands, but only 4 of them are the large inhabited type. Okay, so the biggest island, the main island in Japan is Honshu. The North Island is the second biggest, Hokkaido. That's where Sapporo is. And the third largest is where we're going, Kyushu. Because not here with a feather. I would never have guessed Kyushu.
Wait, how is that spelled?
Kyu. Infamous if it's famous for a bad reason, but not that they're bad, but
right.
Okay. Right.
Sure. I guess it's not. Well, infamous. I was trying to think of it's definitely for a bad reason, but I didn't know.
This means it's like because you're infamous if you're a bank robber because you did the bad thing. But I don't know if it. I don't know. I'll look up the word infamous. Anyway, it's famous.
You could just say well known or recognized for ish. No, I don't want recognized because it's like they made an accomplishment by being attacked. I don't know this, but yeah, it is famous for it's well known. It's well known because of
that's what it's known for. Well, we both recognize that. There's 2 sites on our 2 days of touring Nagasaki and doing our big tourist sites. We will see a couple of sites that are dedicated to the bombing, and so we'll talk about that and acknowledge it. But as I often say, I don't want to make the whole place about that. There's obviously a lot more to Nagasaki than that. Still, a little bit more research on the ceremony itself, or whatever it is. But we may just make that a separate stream. We'll come back on a different day to just show the park and how big the ceremony is. If it's something you can come to and just show for a few minutes, then we can do it on a regular day. But we could make 2 days out of it if we need to. Now that I know that, I don't have to worry. So we can make the whole trip in August. We can take the first week, maybe not even a week really, but the first part of the trip, and I go to Fukuoka. There'll be some things to see there, and we'll spend 3 or 4 days probably. And I'm thinking while we're there, we're going to do short streams like this. I mean, anybody watching may not feel it's short, but compared to our regular streams, it's pretty short. So we're going to do short streams like this where we just do one thing, and we're probably going to do 2 of those a day. But because they're short, I hope that you'll be able to do both of them. I hope Scott will tune in for at least 1 a day while we're there. It should be. At least one of them should be in his time. Because I'm thinking like if we go have sushi, okay, that's a morning or not morning, just an afternoon thing, right? We have sushi lunch or ramen lunch or sushi dinner, something like that, and that's 2 streams a day. So it's not like it would be that difficult to do. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
Yes, that is a good idea. And also, like if it's I'm flip side of you, and also I have a overnight schedule, so it actually just works out. But I do hope we can get some with Scott in there because we got to have some fun with Scott.
Yeah, I hope he'll do the planning episode. So Fukuoka first, and then we'll head down to, they're only about an hour apart, head down to Nagasaki. And so they were there for the festival. What was it? Do you remember what was happening on the night?
The memorial ceremony, I don't want to say a ceremony. I can't remember what they said it was. But because they got the Peace Memorial Park there, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. They have a remembrance ceremony there for the lost. And they also have a children's section. And there's the statue for that Peace Memorial Park, and then there's the children's statue also. And there's actually a specific name for the child, but I can't remember it. But there's a lot to both of those. But I think it's early in the morning too. So,
right. Dawn, right?
Yeah, I think it said like 7-ish. Okay. So Scott should be able to be there for that one, unless there's some wanky wonky things going on. But that one would be, that's what they do. I think it's just maybe there's a speaker, maybe it's just a moment of silence, and then but it's definitely a ceremony. I don't think it's super long either. So we could do the ceremony and then look at the statues and talk about what those say and their account of it, rather than from our perspective. You know what I mean?
I'll have to do a little bit more research on the ceremony itself, or whatever it is. But we may just make that a separate stream. We'll come back on a different day to just show the park and how big ceremony is. If it's something you can come to and just show for a few minutes, then we can do it on a regular day. But we could make 2 days out of it if we need to.
Right.
So naturally,
I will be a bit preachy if I feel like being a bit preachy or like a little bit combative, maybe. You know.
I mean, combat the air if you like.
It's just because you're separated from it right now over here because you don't know how volatile the situation is here constantly about so many different people and so many things happening all at once. Like the U.S. is just a shitstorm. So
it feels like it's gone crazy.
So, are we in South Carolina or North Carolina? We're in South Carolina. I knew it. You know why? Because I felt like I hated it as soon as we were on this highway. I hate South Carolina so much. North Carolina, completely different. South Carolina is horrid. Oh, literally everything. Are you kidding me? That's like a dream trip. Holy crap.
I know.
But no, the historical part of it, yeah. We won't be there for the Sakura festival or anything like that.
No,
but
there's several
we still talk about it or do whatever.
In fact, whenever I do research on Japan, there's always several sites there because they're like major sites, things to do, and they're like only March and April. Otherwise, I'll keep looking. But yeah, so this is it for our episodes in Hanoi, and it's almost it. We're about 2 weeks from the end of my contract here, and then when we go to Japan, before we go to Japan, I'll have moved to a different city. So this is our farewell to March, April only. And I'm like, oh, and then make things a little.
But that's better for us because that means they won't be as busy and we'll have more to do without as much of a crowd.
Well, it also,
and I prefer that anyway.
Mentally, I'm putting together a list of places to go to in Japan. Just like where you go and the only thing you do is see the cherry blossoms. There's just no relationship. That's all.
Right. You know,
wonderful thing.
Back in the day, like Mama called it ramen. You want them ramen noodles? And I'm like,
noodles.
Well, yeah, sure.
I drove a car today. I'm very good at eating noodles. Sorry. That's my Rain Man impression. It didn't go over. While I'm doing this instead. All right, well, I guess that's it. Mentally, I'm putting together a list of places to go to in Japan, just like where you go and the only thing you do is see the cherry blossoms. And then you go on to the next site. And I feel like I'm going to have this string down the whole island chain where I just start in spring. Would you start at the bottom or the top? Start at the bottom, right? And then you go north as those cherry blossoms bloom. You go north all the way up into Hokkaido. But that could be an interesting trip. But I'm just starting my list now. Fukuoka and Nagasaki first. And then what?
That'll be so neat. Oh, and then I just remember all the good foods and stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
I gotta tell you, there's an unofficial little Tokyo in Hanoi, and one of the schools that I teach at is very close to it. This is one of the few. This is one of the few places we have done where I've never been there before. Because mostly we've been around Southeast Asia where I've actually already been. That's what I wanted to show you guys. But this will be something new for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't think I've even connected to a Japanese airport. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be all brand new. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we need to do super planning for that then.
I think Scott will tune in because I'd like to assign him some duties. I'm gonna ask you to look through the hotels. I'm gonna have to already book my.
Do you need some duties, Scott? Scott duties.
Okay. All right. Well, Erica, thank you for tuning in for this one. We didn't have too much in the way of technical difficulties, at least not new ones. We get started a little late, so that was a bit of a problem. But thanks for tuning in. And I guess I will post a time for our next for our planning stream, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do in Japan. How long are you staying in Georgia?
Oh, just today and tomorrow. Okay. Wait, what is today? Let me look. Okay, yeah, today, and then we're leaving out on the night of the 30th. So yeah, 29th, part of the 30th. I don't want to be there long.
Fair enough.
I just want to see Santana and the animals and do some things. But yeah, so I'll be back.
Good, very nice.
Jag tänkte, och de här kommer då det personer som tar över. Jag är med sig för mig i dörren. Men jag kan rätt och vara till och med 4. Den är tid. Jag kan röra sig för från. Helvete! Nej, kom det. Ja, jag tänkte, och de här kommer då det personer som tar över. Jag är med sig för mig i dörren. Men jag kan rätt och vara till och med 4. Den är tid. Jag kan röra sig för från. Helvete! Nej, kom det. Ja,